This is update number 2 of my 75-gallon Reef tank. Tank is approximately 10 months old. Changed a lot of things since the last update. Changed the rock more specifically. I originally had a lot of the FHI real reef rock. I didn't really like that. It didn't seem very natural looking to me, as it was a little too purple. The purple looked exactly like what it really was, which is like dyes or PVC primer, as opposed to actual coralline algae. So I got rid of that, replaced it with manado rock, and actually plan on adding more rock later. So that's the biggest change. Changed the rock work as well, obviously. Did lose a couple of fish. The Bartletts are gone, and I lost a purple firefish. Other than that, that's about it. Quite a few new additions as far as fish and corals. I do have a pair of the black ice clowns doing really well. I've had them for about 3 months, and I've added a flame hawk, which you'll see somewhere around here. You have to excuse my video. This is all being shot from my Android. So we'll start on the right side of the tank. Basically, this is my Acan garden. Quite a few Acan frags. Hopefully, I'll do some exchanging out into some colonies as soon as we get some decent colonies at work. This is a green pectina, one of my favorites. And next to it is my sombrero chalice. And then this little guy here, I can't get it to come in very well. That's the watermelon chalice. And then of course a couple more Acans. The Duncan coral, which I believe was in the first video, still doing pretty good. I believe it has like 8 heads now. Torch coral I've had about 6 months. Doing really well, actually. Now I recently picked up this Goniopora. Done a lot of research on them. We'll see how that goes. Right now I've got it in a medium flow. It's in a cave, so it's lower light. And we'll see how that goes long term. Hopefully really, really well. Up here, got some SPS. I don't know what this colony is. It's some kind of acro. If anybody knows, I don't know. It's pretty difficult to tell from this video. I would definitely like to have an exact name for that. Green stylo in the back. I've had it probably about 4 months. It's growing like crazy. This guy here, you can barely see, that's a blue tort, doing pretty well. Red planet, which I have high hopes for. Again, you can't hardly see it. And then the bubble tip anemone that the clowns will not touch whatsoever. They won't even go near it. And then there is my hyphen wrasse, or also known as a blue and red wrasse. Now, one thing I was going for earlier is to put a lot of diversity as far as zoanthids go on some of these top rocks, which they were doing really well, but I've since changed my lighting. I originally had PCs, and I went to T5s and halides, and it's just burning them up. So I'm gonna have to rethink that and go with a different strategy. Most likely lower in the tank. The hammer doing really well. I believe that was in the first video. Blue spruce, candy cane, doing really well. Orange crush chalice. Now some of these chalices and things started to get bleached out a little bit due to the lights, even with a slow acclimation over like a month-long period. So I've since had to move them down into more shaded areas, and this orange crush has come back really, really well due to that. The sombrero and the pectina both had to be moved down. They were just getting burned up, and now they're doing quite well. Bleeding apple scollys doing really well. A couple of clams. There's my dragon soul favia. Again, none of the great colors are coming through on this. War paint scollys. Another Acan colony. That's actually my first Acan colony. Started with 4 polyps. I've had it for probably 8 months. It's just grown like crazy. I've actually stopped feeding most of my corals just because I've been so busy, and the growth has slowed down tremendously. I was feeding them once every 3 days, and just with mysis, and I was seeing quite a great deal of growth. My Acans were getting probably about two new heads a month, sometimes 3, depending on the Acan. It's my neon trach, really awesome piece, especially in the LEDs. And then there's a frag that I actually had lost. That's a frag of Christmas favia, which I'm not really a big favia guy, but I do like the Christmas favia and the dragon soul. Both are doing pretty well. There's another zoanthic colony down there. And then there's another one you can't see at all hardly. That's the candy apple. Cocoa worm doing really well. No problems with him whatsoever. I believe he was in the first video. Let's see, I got the sour apple Monty cap. I've had it right at 3 weeks, I believe. Seen a little bit of growth already. Maybe 1/8 of an inch. Not very much, but growth nonetheless. Some more zoanthids that were spreading really well, and now just getting burned up and having trouble even opening. I expect them to wither away to nothing over the next 4 weeks or so. My hot lava chalice, I've had this chalice for 8 months and saw absolutely no growth out of it. Since moving it up at the top of the tank into the under the halides, it's gone from 3 eyes to now it has 7, and it's working on an 8th. So definitely needs intense lighting. Hopefully that will start to really take off over the next couple of months. Down here is another frag that is very difficult to see. This is another frag that I actually had lost. Snails knock things off. That's the Mystic Monty, which I actually need to move it up as well. But it's doing pretty well, considering it was laying in the back of the tank under some sand for God knows how long. My frog spawn, which I've had for a long time, it's started off as one head, now it is, I believe, 4 heads. And then some orange Recordias doing really well. This is actually a pink Galaxia, which isn't coming through at all on this video. And my diamond goby, who is responsible for burying just everything in my tank. I have to go through and uncover everything, which is not optimal for growth. Kryptonite candy cane's doing really, really well. Those are growing very nicely. And a cat's paw leather, which I don't really care for too much. I'm probably going to take it back probably today. And we just got some new, some real high-end chalices and things at work. So I'll probably replace it with one of those, which I'll actually get a video of those up today as well. They're really, really nice. And then back here is a favia that was actually brown and dying. And actually, this might have even been in the first video, and now it's just doing awesome since I brought it back and put it in this system. So, just starting to venture into SBS, more specifically acros. I really, really want to get hopefully a colony of strawberry shortcake. If not a colony, definitely a frag. So we'll see how that goes. Coming up soon, probably in the next 4 to 6 weeks, I'll be adding a calcium reactor, which would definitely increase some growth and add more stability to the system. So I'll definitely probably do an update shortly after the calcium reactor is installed. And that's about it. I don't think I missed anything. Or at least I don't believe I missed anything of any real importance. So, many more updates upcoming. And hopefully I'll get a new camera.